Hey, I've got one of these Husky 4-drawer carts that has some bad slides on it, and I didn't want to get in touch with the Husky customer service, so I ended up going to Home Depot and buying these full extension ball bearing slide sets. They are a little bit wider, but I mean, I'm gonna make them fit today. What the issue is that they're not gonna seat in there. We got a bunch of missing parts, so I'll walk you through how I'm gonna make those fit with readily available parts. This top drawer is okay, and you can see it's still got all of its bearings and everything's in there just great. Awesome. But this guy's missing stuff, and I want to start pulling them out. So I'm gonna get a drill and drill out this rivet. From there, I can kind of push it backwards, because up underneath this guy, it's got little tabs, and you can just press it straight back and pull it off. And that goes the same for this side. It's going to be a little bit harder to reach, but that's no big deal. I mean, you can slide it forward, drill it out. You'll just have to move the slide to be able to see what you're doing. They add these guys right here so that you don't see the rivets and screws or whatever on the outside of the box. I mean, if you look, there's no screws or rivets there, so just keeps it looking a little cleaner. I'll bet you can use self-tappers or some kind of different screw instead, but I've got rivet gun and tools. I'm going to use it. So in my drill here, I'm using an 11/64 inch drill bit. The rivet started spinning because I started with a real small one, so I grabbed some pliers, and if the rivet is spinning in there, you can kind of hold it a little bit and get just a soft drill. You just want to drill the head off. Let me kick that thing off there. And now I can come in here and pop that guy out the back. But I'm going to need two hands to kind of do it. So once you drill and pop out your rivet, you can take your slide, kind of push it back and pull it right off. And you can see those clips right there on the back that slide into that guy. This is my old slide. It's got those tabs bent, but this one, they're flat. So I took a square and I marked straight across where I'm going to need to kind of bend it. And now I'm going to use some vice grips, bend it out and back down, and try and, best I can, by hand, replicate that tab. This one will not be necessary on this specific toolbox because there only is 2 tab holes in here, being that this is kind of protruding out. So, alright, I have now made 2 cutouts on these drawer slides. I start by bending it out a little bit, take an angle grinder, and I chop the corners off that guy so that it can slide in to where the previous slides went in. And I bend them up and back down. It's not the most pretty thing, but they work. And it ends up lining up almost exactly where this is an original slide. Look at the gap there. It's about 1/8. And that one there. So that should be just fine for what I need it for. Now, the rivet that originally goes in right here, this slide has an empty spot. So I've got to find a place for that rivet to go now, since I can't use the original hardware. There's no material to put it in, so we'll probably find another spot for it. I have now drilled and riveted it in right here, and these guys are good to go. I pulled the slides off so I can now start to work on putting them here. I outlined the old one with marker to kind of give me reference as to where I want to line up this new one. So, hey, so I've done my metal work on this drawer. I took some C-clamps, sucked it together, drilled 3 holes. This one was pre-existing, drilling from the back, so I didn't mark anything. This one was pre-existing on the slide, so I just clamped it and drilled into the actual drawer. And this one I think was the same way. I just drilled into the drawer. Now for the slides, I'm gonna add another rivet back here just for security. I mean, my bent tabs aren't perfect, but they add support kind of downward as opposed to, you know, side to side. The rivets will help me keep them from going side to side. But I don't know if very many people, body techs and whatnot, are gonna know this. My drawer was bowed out here and then sucked in on this side. So I tapped it where it was bowed out, kind of like body techs would do on a car, and it gave me some room to play here. It fixed the box quite a bit, just saying. It's not perfect, but if somebody needed that info, it's kind of good to know. So I'm gonna put some rivets in and get that drawer put up. Just like that, my new slides work just fine. Meets up with the second set, just right. I was actually pretty excited to be able to put that together today. Especially excited to be able to fix where the box was pretty messed up in that corner. So took a little while, but if you've got the tools for it, why not? Just a cheap toolbox. Pretty excited about it.